Hello, what is up guys? I'm here today, back with another Black Desert video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the most recent patch that came to Black Desert on April 19th of 2022, go over all of the events as well as important information in this patch, that way you don't miss anything. This patch brings a lot of events as well as some cool quality of life improvements in the game, so yeah, a lot to cover here. Quickly before we get to it though, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, it helps to grow it. You stay up to date with new content like this, and I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. And let's start off with the events like we always do. So the first event is a new set of login rewards under the reward tab. If you go to the login reward tab under the loyal tab, you are going to see a new set of rewards. These will update tomorrow, which will be today for when this video goes live because I record stuff the day before. So yeah, when you open up that menu, it'll look different, and these are the items that you're going to see in there. Nothing too crazy this time around, pretty similar stuff we are used to seeing. However, on day 29 and day 30, we have some interesting stuff here. So 29 gives you an advice of Alex plus 110, and day 30 gives you an advice of Alex plus 120. So definitely something cool. And days 31 through 35 are also giving some pretty sick rewards, including the 31 day of character weight and inventory exchange coupons. So if you're like me and usually miss a couple days at the end, you're going to want to pay extra special attention to make sure that you are logging in every day to get those rewards. The next two events are drop rate and EXP buffs. So for the first one, running through May 18th, so for 3 weeks here pretty much, we have a combat EXP buff of 300% and skill EXP buff of 50%. And then on top of that, we have a drop rate buff of 50% through May 4th, which is going to be basically 2 weeks. Oh, so I lied, this one's running for 4 weeks, I can't count. So yeah, 4 weeks with EXP buffs and then 2 weeks with drop rate buffs, so if you want to do some grinding, now is a great time to do it. The next event we have is basically just getting these things right here, except with extra steps. And these things are stupid, so yeah, I don't know, you play the game for a few minutes, you get this thing, and then you combine the thing with the other thing to get a thing, and then you exchange the thing for the same exact stuff you would normally exchange with to get the other thing to get this thing. So it's literally just this with extra steps. So I don't really know what's going on with that event. Now the next event, on the other hand, is pretty interesting. So this is a nice cool little spin on the typical event that we see. We have these Marnie's Research samples, which you're going to get from doing grinding mobs, gathering, or fishing. You get those, we've seen these types of events, right? Usually exchange them and get some rewards at some fixed rate. This time around though, if you bring them to the NPC Wacky Toshi, and if you don't know where Wacky Toshi is, you can use the Find NPC function in the top right corner and type in Wacky Toshi. Or how about just Toshi, because, you know, I can't spell. And you'll see all his different locations, so you can just find whichever one's closest to you. But bringing those over to him are going to allow you to exchange for black crystal shards, sharps, or meme fragments, and yeah, you can exchange for them for even more stuff. So interesting little twist this time around to the type of event here. The next event we have is a Promote Your Guild event, and this event is basically go ahead and get your guild promoted and posted on their social media tabs. The winners of this guild competition are going to receive 5 billion silver to their guild funds. Top 30 are going to get 3 billion. Anybody who participates are going to get some summon scrolls. And yeah, so we've seen events like this one before in the past, but if you are trying to get people into your guild, now's a good time, because for posting the recruitment message, you'll get bonus money. The final event we have is the Hunter Seals, Moles, and Hards, which is an interesting naming choice here, but we'll just go with it. So for this one, if you go to the NPC Daphne DeLucci, and if you don't know where she is, you can use the Find NPC function again, and find her, Daphne DeLucci. So she's located right here at the Balanos Forest. If you bring her some Hunter Seals, she'll give you black crystal shards here, 10 of them once per week. And if you bring her meat or hide, she will give you the Hunter Seals you need to complete the quest. So yeah, you can do some butchering of the mobs that are generally close by. So like a little mini life scaling event right there. The second portion, however, is what the majority of people are actually going to be concerned about. And that is those of you that go out gathering, there will be a 1.5x drop rate increase to gathering the hard crystals. So these ones right here, hard black crystal shards. And if you do farming, there is a double rate for the moles to spawn. So anybody that does those two life skills are going to be pretty happy, going to bump up your money. And then beyond that, the moles that spawn from farming also are going to drop hard black crystal shards. So a little hard black crystal shard extravaganza for you here. And that's going to do it for events, and now we can move on into the patch notes like we typically do after those. So first things first, we have a lot of quality of life improvements, a lot of UI improvements and things like that. This one's actually huge because I can't tell you how many times when I started this game, I threw away Ancient Spirit Dust because I had no idea what they did. So it's awesome that they've fixed the tooltips here, making them more clear for newer players. Obviously, if you're already a veteran and already know what everything does, then not going to take away a ton from this, but if you're a new player, nice quality of life improvement there. Next thing is a big one for everybody, and that is the reduction of the weight of a ton of different items. So 344 items had their weights reduced. Very nice quality of life improvement right there. However, it did not reduce their weights in the central market. So if you're like me and you like keep your upgrade materials and whatnot in the central market, like Blackstone armors have been reduced to 0.1 LT, but they're actually still 1 LT in your storage. So unlucky there, but they are reduced if you're lugging them around, which is helpful while you're out questing. Next up is that freed magic material has been removed from the game. So for anybody that's done things like the Triforce ring or earring or the red sand crystal ring, Tears of the Wind necklace, or the Rockheart belt, you use those freed magical blackstones to upgrade them. They're getting rid of those, and they're being replaced with just regular blackstones and memory fragments. Any of those that you still had in your inventories on any of your characters or whatnot have been replaced, or you've been given compensation over in Heidel, either the blackstone weapons that you would have used for that, or you've been given memory fragments for those items. So those have been dropped in your storage in Heidel. So make sure to redeem those or move those around, or check your storage in Heidel to see if you got anything. So like I got 20 and 65. Also, if you open up your mail by pressing the B key in the keyboard here, you have this changes to certain items, and it tells you about this as well right here. So you have a little letter letting you know. The next quality of life improvement we have here is an increase to the contribution EXP rewards for doing the various early game quests. These are nice for newer players. Once again, obviously it'll help them to build up their contribution points. Also, I want to say a couple of these are hit by my leveling guide video series as well, if you've ever watched that. So you're going to get some bonus contribution points when you follow it than you would have gotten normally. So nice bonus there. Next up, we have the events, and we have covered all of the events except for one. This one doesn't link to anything. It says access denied and then kicks you out. So yeah, there might be another event coming up here that they leaked a little early. So we'll see what actually happens with that one. But otherwise, we covered all the events already. We can then get into the character changes. And once again, nothing too crazy this time around with the majority of characters. However, we do have the new class skills for the Drakania. So your Rabam skills, as people call them in the chats and whatnot. The level 56, 57, and 58 combined skills where you combine two skills together. I don't know which ones are the best, but they are released. You can mess around with them should you desire. Next up, we have some Red Battlefield as well as PvP related changes that are a bit further down. I want to cover this PvP stuff all in one go, mainly because I'm not a big PvP player and I won't be able to give you a lot of information in this, and I kind of just want to tell you that if you do Red Battlefield or if you do the Conquest Wars, you're going to want to read these portions on your own. It looks like they're changing the caps for the various locations to kind of mix it up a little bit. And then on Red Battlefield, it looks like it's getting sort of a balance adjustment to help the losing team out a bit more, as well as set your minimum stats so that you don't get absolutely blasted. Although I don't know how 200 AP as a minimum stat is going to help you in Red Battlefield, but hey, you do you. So those are the PvP changes. Once again, I'm not a PvP player. I'm a PV tree player. So yeah, not the best to give you that information, but it's there. So check it out. Speaking of PV tree though, we have the like awesome change here for anybody that does processing. Like this is huge, huge, huge change. So after this update, your processing stones are going to be gone and you're probably sad. But don't worry, press the B key on the keyboard. You will see in your inbox mailbox here, Unified Processing Stones. So my Tep Manos Processing Stone is sitting right here in my mailbox. Make sure to receive it on the character that you're going to want to continue to do your processing on, which is going to be me, Evil Duasarm. And then in your inventory, you will see this processing stone. So these processing stones can either be sold to any vendor in the game for the maximum price that they were available for on the market. So in this case, a Tep Manos Processing Stone, the highest price it ever reached was 2.9 billion silver. So you can go ahead and sell it to any vendor for 2.9 million silver. Or what you can do instead is press the L key on the keyboard, go to Simple Alchemy, and click on that stone and hit Start. And it will spin the bottle. Come on, get this over with. Make a Manos Processing Stone or whatever processing stone you're trying to make. And this processing stone does everything. It does your wood cutting, it does your heating, it does your grain grinding, it does everything. So if you are a big time life skiller like me and had a processing stone for literally every single thing that you would do, now you only need to have one in your inventory, which is amazing. Now if you had multiple processing stones because you did a lot of processing, you can just open up the one by using Simple Alchemy and then sell all of the rest and get your money back for them. So really, really nice quality of life improvement there for life skillers. Next up, we have some UI changes to the mount panel here. So you'll see the skills that your horse does not have grayed out down below. And if you hover over the little courser icon, you'll see what skills that horse needs to get a courser and which ones you've unlocked and which ones you haven't. So a little bit easier to read that menu. And the last quality of life improvement here with the patch notes that I want to touch on is this right here. You can now type /R to respond to somebody that sent you a message via Whisper in the chat in-game. So super useful for me because people send me messages all the time and it's a lot easier than clicking a bunch of buttons. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much going to do it for this patch. So like I said, there's a lot of information in there. This is a bit longer of the patch notes videos that I put out, but yeah, I wanted to make sure we covered everything. I know I've been delaying on putting out videos for a bit here. It's because I've been working on figuring out the fishing drop rates, drop tables, and all of that for the new location here, since I haven't seen anything online on about it. So that's probably going to be my next video. And I'm going to continue working through all the life skill information with the new region. So I wanted to do fishing first. Then I'll probably do gathering. We'll figure out where to do farming, all those different things. So the new region, I'm going to be covering a bunch of life skill stuff next on it. I know I'm delaying on the season information. I know a lot of people watch me for my season guides. There's really nothing different with this season, right? I'll put out videos covering it, but those are going to be pushed back a little bit. I've already got like 6 seasons worth of stuff that it's basically the same schist. So I want to cover all the important stuff with the new region first. But anyway, guys, if this video is going to help you here in Black Desert, do let me know in the comment section below. Also, once again, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It helps to grow my channel. You stay up to date with new content. We all win. Really, really would appreciate it. Thank you all so much for watching once again. I look forward to seeing you at the next YouTube video, Twitch live stream, or wherever I happen to see you. Peace.